Good morning. Welcome to the Career Fair. This morning we're going to hold a number of plenary sessions and talk about jobs. We're going to have some booths set up out in the hall. We'd like you to go visit those. How many of you have ever been there? All of us have been there, right? What about youth? Is that something that's going to excite youth? Today's youth want to be engaged in learning. They want to have hands-on activities that reinforces what they learn in the classroom. Richard talked about the Career Connect system where we're trying to bring businesses into the classroom. We're trying to get kids to experience what those businesses are like. So we did some creative things across the state and focused on jobs with good earning potential, growth potential, and that had varied training requirements. Not every kid's going to go to college, we know that. There's a big push to get kids to go to college. So what did we do? We did rigs and gigs, hot rods, hot jobs, hot dogs, hard hats, hammers, and hot dogs, heavy metal and cashing in, band-aids, bones, and bucks, and many others. These events were held around the state, involved several high schools, and the kids got to come in and experience what it was to do those jobs. Here you can see somebody mimicking orthoscopic surgery, as well as doing CPR. The other things that we did included construction, and you'll see several construction pictures through this slideshow. Construction several years ago was growing, it was booming, and all of a sudden crashed and it fell apart. But we had a lot of kids that wanted to know what that was about, and I'm going to tell you about Lance. Lance actually was in the medical situation. He came to Band-Aids, Bones, and Bucks, and I knew Lance through football. He was a kid, he was our team manager, he has some disabilities, he couldn't play football. Came to the fair and went around and participated in all the things. I asked him, I caught him outside, I said, Lance, tell me, did you ever think about a career in healthcare? He said, no. I said, what did you think about today? He said, it was a blast. I said, so what are you going to do? He says, I'm going to be an x-ray technician. I said, why? He said, because when I went over there and talked to those gals, they told me what I was about, and that's exciting me. Never thought about it before, never had any interest, never did anything in high school with x-ray. But because of his experience in that activity, decided that's what he wanted to do. We had, as I mentioned, construction career deals. Actually, these have gone off pretty well without any injuries. I think the biggest thing that we've had happen is my son tipped over a skidster. Because he was in high school at the time and decided that he was going to raise the bucket to dump the load of dirt, and they had built that on an incline. And as he was coming down the incline, he gave that bucket up in the air and learned about center of gravity. And all of a sudden he was looking at the ground. His eyes got about this big around. I wish I'd have got a picture of it, but I was going, but he worked the skidster back down, put it on the four wheels, went to the pile, dumped it out. And the guy that was there overseeing it said, are you okay? Yep, I'm fine. Did you have fun? Yep. Can I do it again? I think that's the biggest issue we've had. The careers have included technology, construction, healthcare. You'll see some pictures here in a minute about sheriff's deputies, Marine Patrol, that was done up on the Clearwater River, where they were exploring that career occupation. Climbing light poles. We got somebody up there climbing a light pole. We actually had one of the trustees from College of Southern Idaho, about 75 years old, strapped into one of these harnesses and went up the pole and did pretty good. And he made it back down without any help. One of the other kids went up the pole, slid down the pole, and had his hands full of slivers. But helicopters, they flew a helicopter into Salmon and showed the kids what it was like to rappel out of that, to fight fires. Who would ever like to drive a snowplow? Do you think somebody's going to put you in a $200,000 snowplow and let you drive down the road to see if you can do it? No, but they'll put you in a simulator, and I will tell you that if you wreck, it will shake you to pieces, because I did it. Who made this happen? Partners from across the communities, chambers, businesses, and I'm going to hit the businesses here again in a minute. What's that? Something in my pocket. Department of Transportation is my heart monitor, she says. Our critical partner was industry. And if industry hadn't been involved in that, none of this would have gone off. And we really have to thank industry for coming to the table, bringing the equipment, and they brought it free of charge, and several $100,000 worth of equipment. Students served 4,500 last year. This year so far, 3,460. And there's 3 more events to be held, 155 participating schools, and over 380 exhibitors. So, if you see one of these flyers in your community, hot rods, hot jobs, hot dogs, heavy metal, cashing in, Band-Aids, bones, and bucks, rigs and gigs, come out and see what it's all about, and join the kids and have a good time. Thank you.